that wasn't so bad, was it? I mean, it's a win. 1-0 to the Arsenal, of course, but was it that good? I don't know how I feel after this game. Bit of a strange one because I don't think we were particularly good. And actually, if you look at the stats, and I know stats don't mean everything, but West Ham were the better team today, and I thought we were quite bland. Yeah, it's not obviously always about the performance. It's purely about the results. Football is a results business, okay? So it's vital that we got the win today, and we got the win today. So, of course, I'm really happy. So, round of applause to the Arsenal team. A 1-0 win, clean sheet. What can you ask for more? You can't ask for more, okay? It's just a win. But actually, no, you can ask for more. You want to see a more consistent style of play. The system clearly still needs a few tweaks. And I can see it. I can see it before my very eyes. It is starting to take shape. We can all see what Arteta's trying to do. And I think it is just a case of we don't have all the players that he wants that fit the system that he's trying to build. We need to shift a few players come the summer and bring in some players as well. But we need European football first. That is the most important part of this rebuild. If we don't even have the Europa League, we're just not going to bring in the quality of players that we need to make a game like this just that little bit more easy. Because West Ham were really difficult to break down, and we're at home. It felt like we were the away side at times, which is never a good thing. If you're playing at home, you want to have that creative freedom. The pressure's off. You know, you're at home, you've got your fans behind you, although the Emirates isn't exactly one of the noisiest stadiums in the world. And it was a tough game. So very relieved that we got the win. And for once, we are now Varsenal. We got a decision. Oh, let me just take a moment to appreciate this. I genuinely can't think of another time this season where it's, well, there must be, but VAR helped us. VAR actually changed a decision that got us a win. And of course, it's the right decision. The goal scored by Lacazette was 100% legal. Mesut Ozil was onside. So it's, of course, it's poetic justice, seeing as we've had decisions go against us. Let me just go ahead and mute my phone. I always have my phone on mute. The one time I unmute it, it's when I start recording. So that's nice. That is great because, you know, I'm quite vocal about VAR and how I don't think it's working right now. But of course, when it works for your team, it's great. So very, very happy that in the end gave us the win. It was a good finish from Lacazette, who absolutely needed that. You can't forget how important it is for a striker to score when they're just struggling for goals. And it relieves some of the pressure. I think he's gone this summer. I genuinely think Lacazette is going to be leaving. So he's going to want to finish strongly if he wants to get a big move. I actually think we'll keep hold of Aubameyang. I know a lot of people don't think we will, but I'm saying it now. I'm calling it. I think Aubameyang will stay, and I think Lacazette will go, and Nketiah is going to get a bit more of a big-time role here at Arsenal, or we will bring in, well, we will have to replace Lacazette. So that's something to watch out for. Are we going to see this better form, this better Lacazette towards the end of this season, because he is eyeing that big move? You know, he almost went to Atletico Madrid when he came to Arsenal, so maybe he's eyeing a move like that. Maybe he'll end up going back to France. I don't know, but one thing's for sure with Lacazette, he's a goal scorer. He may not score enough goals, especially not this season. He hasn't done enough, I don't think, but he is still a very good player. Any team will benefit from having a player like Lacazette, but he's not the guy that we really needed. Aubameyang is. And it's been proven many, many times in the history of football that sometimes when you've got two strikers both trying to get that top spot, it doesn't quite work out. You end up having to shift one out wide like we're doing with Aubameyang. And that's not necessarily a healthy thing to do. I'm frustrated with Aubameyang being on the wing. He's our best player. He's one of the most lethal strikers in Europe, if not the world, and he's playing at left mid, which is it's a bit of a shame. But Nketiah, I do rate him. I think Nketiah will have a good career ahead of him. But it's just a case of we're kind of shifting Aubameyang out to make space for Lacazette and Nketiah, and that doesn't bode well with me, and it's one thing that I'm not pleased about since Arteta has come in. I really, really hoped that Aubameyang would just be up front. That's like the first name on the team sheet, Aubameyang, up front. And then on the left, we play Saka, Martinelli. You know, we can maybe bring in a left midfielder in the summer that's right-footed. So we've got the Pepe inside forward and then a Wilfried Zaha type player on the left that's right-footed. It could work out pretty well. But of course, when you win games, you can't really complain about the lineup too much because we still got the win. And Aubameyang, although he is playing out on the wing, he does end up being a second striker for 80% of the game. It just means he has to shift back outside when we haven't got the ball. When we're trying to maybe rotate through defence to midfield, he will be on that left side. But ultimately, if we get the ball out to Pepe, Mesut, Sokratis, who is at right back today, you do see Aubameyang cutting inside and just drifting through the central area. He will then partner up with whoever's up top with, Nketiah or Lacazette. And then we see the young Saka, who had another fantastic game today, bombing forward. And then you see the whole defence shift across. So you see Xhaka dropping back into a kind of a pseudo left-back position. So you can see the system that Arteta is working on. It's about wherever the ball is, the team then accommodates the position shifts. It's very clever, but very simple if you think about it. When Saka's got the ball, he goes down the left and then someone just drops in behind, which is normally Xhaka being left-footed, and then David Luiz will move across and Pablo Mari will slot in. And it all seems to work pretty well when it works. But there are moments where I think the system has problems, teething problems maybe, and I think it does come down to personnel. I don't think, there's certain players that we could recruit that would really improve it. I don't know who those players are, and I'm sure Arteta does, and I'm sure he is eyeing them for a summer move. What do we do, though, if we do lose Aubameyang? What do we do? That would be a real pain. But what else did I want to talk about? Let's go through the lineup. Let me just pull it up in case I get one wrong. So, man of the match performance, by the way, for me, Leno. It's becoming a little bit silly, this. Leno is... It's strange because he has made mistakes. He has led to goals, errors that have led to goals. He's one of the prime members of our squad that's happened. But then again, you haven't got a strong defence ahead of you sometimes. So it's a little bit of a misleading stat. But Bernd Leno today was absolutely incredible. Let's talk about Sokratis playing at right back again when you've got Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who wasn't even in the squad, and then you've got Bellerin on the bench. I mean, that's got to hurt, hasn't it? Bellerin, I know, he'll probably think, it's okay, I'm just not 100% fit. My match sharpness isn't there yet. He's just going to ease me back in. But honestly, there's times where Sokratis is actually a better right back than Bellerin, which is unbelievable. Bellerin is so out of touch right now because of that lengthy injury. You can't blame him for that, but you can't help but feel like his head's not in the game. I get the feeling that he'd rather be out and about doing his fashion stuff. He's not that interested, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Sokratis is doing a really good job, but Ainsley Maitland-Niles, for me, should be there. I mean, he was brilliant when Arteta first came in. What's happened? I think I touched on it before. I think he has said to Arteta, I don't want to play at right back. Don't bother. Don't put me there. I don't want to do it. Which, of course, if you're a manager and you hear something like that, you're just going to be excluding him from the squad. I mean, you're not going to take that, are you? Are you going to let a player of his age, of his inexperience, to dictate where you play him? I don't think so. You're getting paid a lot of money to play. You should play where the manager puts you, and you should be happy to play there. Look at Saka. Out of position, but owning it, man. Absolutely owning it. And his value is increasing time after time. Every game he gets better, and then you're not even in the squad. So I really hope that's not the case. I hope it is just that maybe he's had a little bit of a niggling injury, or he's just not performing in training very well, and he's just having a bit of a break. Who knows? But if he has genuinely said, I'm not playing at right back anymore, then for me, I'm sorry, but you leave. You can't be at a club and dictate where you play unless you are truly one of the world-class players in your proper position, I should say. So let's say Aubameyang goes up to Arteta after this game and says, look, boss, I get why you've put me out on the left, but I just don't like it. Please play me up front. That I kind of get because you're Aubameyang. You are one of the best strikers in the world. And if anything, you deserve to have that kind of say, okay, on the rest of your career. You're 30 years old, 31, whatever he is. Yeah, I get that. But if you're Maitland-Niles, no. You can't do that. You're a young player. You play where you are told to play. Otherwise, we'll bring someone else in. But who knows what's going on there. David Luiz at right centre-back, along with Pablo Mari, it seemed pretty good to me. They're a little bit dodgy at times. I think that's just David Luiz's usual clown antics every now and again. But Pablo Mari, I'm really impressed with him. I love a left-footed centre-back, man. That is brilliant. And Saka, I've already mentioned, was really good. I thought Mesut had a good game today as well. There's moments where you can see him getting frustrated when he's not receiving the pass or if he's giving away the ball. But he just seems to be rejuvenated under Arteta. He does a lot more running. He's involved more in just general tackling and intercepting of the ball, which is great to see. And then behind him, of course, we had Xhaka and Ceballos. Ceballos, it's such a strange one. There's moments where he just gives away the ball and you think, what are you doing? And then he'll ping a nice 40-yard curler and you think, oh, that's why he's in the team. And he's actually a very hard-working player. So I am quite enjoying having Ceballos in the team. It seems to be a nice little balance there with Granit Xhaka and with Torreira picking up an ankle fracture. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. That's a massive opportunity for Ceballos or Guendouzi, or even a Maitland-Niles who said he wants to play at centre mid or right mid, to really try and get into that position and make it theirs, because Torreira won't be playing for, well, minimum a few weeks to a couple of months, right? It could be the end of his season. Who knows? I'll be interested to see what Arteta says about that. I don't think they've got all the results back yet. Or they do, and they just don't want to announce it just yet. Who knows? I'm going to really miss Torreira because he is a fantastic player. So hopefully he's not out for too long. But with Ceballos there and Guendouzi, we've got ample replacements. So pretty happy with that. Pepe, I thought, had a good game. He didn't do anything wrong per se, but came off a little bit early, and Nelson came on. And actually, I should say something about Nelson, because in the last video, I think I was a bit overly harsh on him. I said I don't think I rate him that highly, and I don't think he's actually going to go that far for Arsenal, but I think I was a bit harsh. I don't think he's a bad player. I just think he's a little bit further behind the likes of Saka and Martinelli, so it's a bit difficult to judge, but he could become a very good player. I think under Arteta, with the other players around him as well, he can learn a lot. So I'm sorry, okay, Nelson. I think I was a bit harsh. Hopefully you continue to. Well, you're on a sharp incline if you keep playing like you did today when you came on. Very, very decent. And of course, Nketiah came off for Lacazette, who went on to get the goal. And I don't think Nketiah was bad. I just think he's a very raw talent, and he's just a finisher. I don't really think he's that great when the ball's coming to his feet with his back turned to goal. He needs to be fed in the box. Ian Wright, Teddy Sheringham, these kind of strikers, that's what he's like. He's a Michael Owen type player. He can run with the ball if you need him to, but he's not particularly great at it. But when he's really good is, Fox in the box, Gary Lineker, just finishing one touch, bottom corner. That's what Nketiah brings. And I think he benefits off having another striker with him, like an Aubameyang, who can drift inside. So that's my thoughts on all the players that play today. Obviously, we had a couple of subs that maybe I haven't mentioned. Who else came on? Let me just double check. So we had Bellerin come on. That was it. Bellerin came on and didn't really have much time to see how he got on. But generally speaking, though, guys, it's a fantastic result for us. Not a very good performance, but who cares? Let's have a look at the table, actually, now that it's going to be updated. I'm using the FOTMob app. This is not sponsored by them, but do go ahead and download it. It's a fantastic app. So we are now into 9th place. We're above Crystal Palace by a point, and we've got an extra game. We are now officially level on points with Tottenham. In our worst season, well, ever, I want to say, especially since the Premier League started, we are level on points with Tottenham. I think that goes to show, it puts it into perspective. I think this season, at least, the table's been a little bit difficult to read in that regard. There's a lot of teams from 6th to 13th that are literally within 2 to 5 points. So you are literally a weekend away from leaping everyone. If you get a good result and everyone else loses, it changes massively. So everyone's saying, oh, you're in 10th for weeks on end. Yeah, we were in 10th, but we're 2 wins away from 5th, So it's a little bit deceptive. I think that's the word. So it's good to see that we're up into 9th. I'm hoping that Wolves, Sheffield United, Man United and Tottenham are all going to drop more points, because I know we will, but that will be our opportunity to then fight our way into the top 6, which will be European spots, potentially the top 7 if Man City, of course, do get banned from the Champions League. 5th is the target for me. And at the moment, 43 points is 5th, and we've got 40. So it's not too bad. It has been an absolutely terrible season for us, but ultimately we can finish with a European spot. Whether it's Champions League, I don't know, but Europa League again, and who knows, maybe an FA Cup win. It's possible. Okay, so we'll have to just hope that we can finish strongly. But thank you so much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this match review, please do drop a like rating, and I will see you for another episode very soon.